Hi, this is Chris, and today we're going to have a look at the new DOD RC500S one channel. So this is one of the most premium cameras in the DOD range, and it's a Wi-Fi camera, no screen, front facing. So we'll just have a little look at the box there. You can see image of the camera on the front there. Just going around the end gives you some icons on basics. So it's 1080p, 60 frames per second. Excellent night vision, has traffic camera alerts, GPS, Wi-Fi, parking mode, and accepts up to a 128GB card. A little bit more information on the back of the box there, just highlighting the fact that it is supported by iOS and of course Android. So you do of course need phone support for this camera because it is Wi-Fi only with no screen. Just have a look at the end. Back on the bottom, which has just got a little bit more information about the fact this is an Australian model, and some barcode stuff there as well. So we'll just get the camera out, take a look at it. So I'll just pop that over there. You can see it's quite a nice display box, so it's well presented. Yeah, I'll open it up. So pop that out of the way. And so you can see there's the camera, so it's quite securely packed, a lot of foam in there, which is good. So if it's done a little bit of travelling from overseas, just get it out and have a little look at the camera as well. We'll just pop that down so you can have a look, get that out of the way. We'll just come in and see what else we've got in the box as well. So pop that out. So you can see there that you have a car charger, so it goes into your cigarette lighter. It's got a right angle plug to go into the camera for power. You do get a 16GB card in the box, so you've got everything to get you up and running straight out of the box. And of course it comes with a CPL polarizing filter, so that's just going to give you improved image quality with regards to reflections and glare and so forth, and you do get an additional sticky mount in case you need to relocate that camera. You do have a user guide, so you get a basic user guide, and there is a full manual available online as well from DOD Tech Australia. And you do get a user guide for your app as well, so we'll just pop that aside. And you do have your warranty certificate as well, so there's some warranty information on there. So we'll just pop all that out of the way. We'll have a quick look at the camera for you. So we'll just bring it up. As you can see, it's a traditional cigar shaped camera, quite discreet. You've got the lens on the front, rolling over to the top, so that's your mounting tape with your 3M VHB. We'll roll over to the back and we'll just flip it over so it's upright. So you've just got the locking mechanism there, so you can make some adjustments. Once it's on your windscreen, you can tilt up and down to get it pointed in the right direction. You do have your 3 LED lights there, so one is on the right, tell you whether the camera is recording or not. The middle one will tell you if you've switched your audio recording on or off, so that's the microphone one. And over on the left you've got your Wi-Fi to tell you whether you've gone into Wi-Fi mode or not. We'll just roll over to the bottom, a simple 3 button there around the venting, and again you've got the button on the right, so that's your file lock button, so if something happens push that, it's going to lock that file down for you, so whichever one you're recording in that time gets locked. You've got setter button, which is your audio button, so again you can switch off and on at the push of a button whether you want to record audio or not. And over on the left is the Wi-Fi button, so that will connect your camera to your iOS phone or your Android phone, so you can view videos, download videos, and of course make changes to the settings on the camera. So we'll just roll over to the end here. You can see on this end there's nothing in particular there, but we'll roll over to the other end of the camera, and you can see here there is 3 slots. So first one is your micro SD card slot. You can see we've already got a card in there. The top one is your micro USB input, so that allows you to of course connect power supply to run your camera, and or connect it back to your PC for moving files if you don't want to take their micro SD card out. And down on the bottom right you do have an AV in. So that AV in is where you can connect an optional rear camera and turn your RC500S one channel into a front and rear two channel camera. So of course this particular model is available in the single channel front that you see here. You can also purchase it as a two channel camera, so you get the front and rear camera and the attaching cable in the box. Or you can of course now also buy the DOD RC1 rear camera as an optional extra. So in this particular box, which is sold separately of course, you do get 1080p rear camera and of course a 6 metre connecting cable, so you can connect to your front camera. So the RC500S is one of the very few cameras that basically comes in a front and a rear. Most cameras are either pre-configured to be front only, you can't add the option of a rear camera, or front and rear, so they're purchased outright with both cameras in the box. At least with DOD they give you the option. You can purchase this one as a front facing, and then if you decide that you need a rear camera later on, you can purchase that one separately and add it. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to introduce power supply to the camera, and we'll see what happens once we plug it in. So you can see that you've got the red light on, telling you that you are in fact recording away, and you also get an audible tone to tell you that the camera has gone into record mode. And if we just roll over there and we push the Wi-Fi button,
Wi-Fi on. Pause recording.
so you also get a message to let you know that you've switched the Wi-Fi on, camera's gone into pause mode, so you can access the menu functions. So if you do want to connect your camera to your smartphone, I'm just going to bring that in here now so we can have a look. So the first thing you need to do is of course make sure that you have switched on your Wi-Fi on your DOD RC500S, so it is sending out a Wi-Fi signal. You then need to come on to your phone or recording device, and you need to go in and find your DOD and then connect. So we are in fact connected to this one, so we're going to go back out. Once you have a connection, and for first time connections you may be asked to put in a password, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for people that haven't connected before on a new device. Once you've done that and you are connected, we then go and look for the DOD app. So you can see I've already downloaded this one, and we're going to open that app up. So we can tell here it's telling you that we are in fact connecting to the camera, and we have in fact now connected to the DOD RC500S, and you can see the way I've mounted this one is in fact configured so it is recording upside down, but you can make adjustments for that. And we'll have a very quick look at some of the settings in here. To get into a lot of your menu functions, just need to stop recording. You get the audible tone, says we paused. Go into our settings, let's have a look at our other settings, and you can see some of the options that you've got there on this particular camera. So video stamp on and off, set time for your loop recording. Do you want to sync camera with a device? You can set your GPS time zone, traffic camera alert options, microphone on off here as well. There is the option to go into parking mode. This particular camera does have the latest firmware, which is February 2018, so DOD has upgraded the parking mode on a lot of its cameras, including this one. So you've got some options of going into low bitrate, time-lapse and detect mode, so much improved parking mode. But of course for parking mode you will need an optional hardwire kit. You can adjust the light frequency, exposure values, front end with this app if you're having the optional rear camera. Do you want your stamping on and off for your ISO, your speed stamp, and of course you can format your memory card. Going back here, you can go back, have a look at any folders that you've got on the camera. I'd suggest there's just a couple here. So I've got a couple down the bottom because I've been manhandling the camera. It's detected some G-shocks and it's locked down a couple of files there. So that's a quick look at the app for connecting a camera. So this will give you a good idea of the type of daytime image you can get from the RC500S. As we've mentioned before, this one runs the Sony Starvis image sensor and shoots at 1080p and 60 frames per second. So the 60 frames per second will give you reduced motion blur, so you should have a better chance of picking up objects when you're travelling at speed. We are running CPL filter on this one as well, so with this video image you should get reduced windscreen glares and also flaring at night from headlights and taillights and so forth. Just bear in mind that if you are watching this video on YouTube, YouTube does compress the video regardless of what resolution you're running at. This will give you a good indication of the type of nighttime video images that you can get from this camera. For this part of the video I'm actually using the camera to record my voice and the audio as well, so you can get an idea of what sort of quality you get from the in-car audio recording. The other thing worth mentioning with the RC500S and some of the other DOD models as well, DOD has upgraded the parking mode. So with the Feb 2018 firmware upgrade, parking mode now has 3 different functions and you can select which one that you want. It comes with a low bitrate mode, so essentially when you go into parking mode the camera will record a lower bitrate, car's not moving so you still get good quality video and takes up a lot less space on your micro SD card. You can go into a slow-mo or a freeze frame type mode. Essentially that's where the camera just records 1 frame per second, so it's not continuously recording video, it's just taking a frame every second, so when you play it back you get that fast forward scenario, but again takes up very little space on your micro SD card and gives you extended recording times. And of course you can select the traditional parking mode where the camera is just going to record a short file when it sees something in the lens, so that's motion in the lens or it receives a G-shock. So that's it, that's a quick look at the DOD RC500S1 channel, and this is Chris.